Sometimes trying to do the intro to one of these videos is really awkward, and that's kind of because it's a very one-sided conversation. It's exactly like trying to start a conversation with someone you don't know. It's going to be really awkward. You might be the only one talking. So in that kind of scenario, which happens fairly often, I'll normally throw out just a little fact or something about myself to get the conversation going. To break the ice, you might sometimes say, oh, I support this football club, or I like to paint in my spare time. However, I kind of go for something that kind of breaks through everything, and that is that one time I saw a man fist himself on stage. Yeah, that got your attention. Basically, I used to go to this bar called the Black Sheep Bar, and it's since closed down recently. Very sad, very sad. But they had these things called fetish nights, and so this one time I went to, this was my first fetish night that I went to. They said they had 2 acts performing, and so the first act, there was this lady, kind of came out, very kind of dreads, colourful, I think they were bright blue, doing, she like carried out a like a little baby doll, and I'm just like, oh my god, what the hell's going to happen? But the thing is, I was really far back. I couldn't see anything that was going on. So everyone's going, oh, and oh. So the act finished around 5 or 10 minutes in, and everyone kind of dispersed as the act was over. And then there was this guy who just announced, like, the next act is the lovely Ashley, who'll be on stage in just 5 minutes. So everyone disperses to get their drinks. And I'm just like, shit. I need to be at the front of the fucking... I need to be at the front. I need to see what's going to happen this time. It didn't occur to me that Ashley might have been a unisex name at this point. So basically what happened was, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see this hot girl doing crazy stuff on this tiny stage. It's not really a stage. It's more of just 2 steps that lead up to another seating area. But for all intents and purposes, this was the stage. I'm at the front, the crowd is building up around me, and then out comes this guy, skinny white guy, looks to be early 30s maybe. He's got one of these ponytails that kind of straps on around here, very gimp looking. He's wearing like almost chastity belt type trunks, but they're arseless. So they cover his junk, but nothing else. He does his weird little dance. He shows off his arse a lot. I'm immediately regretting getting to the front of the crowd for this act. He kind of just skips straight to it. He carries out a bottle, which I thought was water. Turned out it was full of industrial strength lubricant. And he also brought out various penis-shaped objects. And the grand finale was just his entire fist. Up until probably around there. And so then he finished his act, left, and they went, thank you everyone, enjoy the rest of your evening. After that, the acts, they were allowed to enjoy the rest of the night with everyone else. I guess that's one of the perks of having to perform for everyone. And so everyone's dancing, everyone's having a good time, we're all drinking. And I know that one of my friends was really put off by the whole fisting act. And I see him, the guy who fisted himself, we'll call him the fister. I see the fister, and he's, sorry, I've got an itch on my leg. He's just dancing with some random people, sort of making his rounds. So I decide I should go up to him and ask him whether he's into dudes at all, and he says, oh yeah, probably. So I tell him that my friend really fancies him. And I'm an arsehole, I really am, but I could not help but laugh as the fister tried to hump up against my friend. And he did not like it one bit. It was funny. It lasted all of 5 seconds. I don't think I'm that bad of a person. That's like the story I tell to people when I'm trying to get to know them better. I sort of give them that story about myself, and that immediately paints a picture of my character. So if you can't get on with me after I tell you that I saw a man fist himself on stage, then I'm sorry, but we just can't be friends. The last time I said that to someone, it was at a place of work. So I'm trying to break the ice, and I just say, I once saw a man fist himself on stage. And then they went, you were there? And I'm like, holy fucking shit, you were there? And then they went, Black Sheep, right? And I was like, what the hell is going on? But yeah, so don't be afraid to tell people really weird, potentially embarrassing things about yourself, because you never really know what's going to happen.